Alrighty, so the Webtoon Greenlight keeps continuing with another series. So this time we're going to be reviewing When Jasy Whistles. Now, personally, I think this series was more hype for me than Spells from Hell, which got greenlit, by the way. So very good job. It doesn't surprise me. I think the limitations are a little too easy, but that's just my opinion. And because of the artwork and just the style, this series really enticed me, and man, did it not disappoint. I can't wait to talk about it. But before we talk about it, I'm the 25th Genius here. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe. There's also a Discord if I remember to post it up, and there's some other things too. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So before we talk about our Webtoon Greenlight series of the day, what is Webtoon Greenlight? So Webtoon Greenlight basically is a project by Webtoon, and there are going to be like 9 series, okay? 9 to 7 series, and basically every week, which is looking like a Friday, they're going to release 3 chapters from each series. If you like one of these series and you want it to be an actual feature for their Webtoon originals, you must like the 3rd chapter of the series, and that will be counted as a vote. If any series gets more than 6,000 or more likes on one of their 3rd chapters, then it will be greenlit to become an original series. So we already had a crack at this with the first one with Spells from Hell, which again I don't think is a bad Webtoon at all, but I believe that the stipulations are just a little too easy, because basically the hype is just going to carry from one series, and basically, again, it's just, once the other series will have to be better than the other one. That is my fear. So a series that could be really good may not get as much votes as another series, because that series was already so hyped, so everyone's expecting something bigger and better. Or maybe just people just like what they like, and they just vote for what they feel. Who knows? But I think the limitations is a little too easy. But again, if it helps a potential Webtoon creator to get their foot in the door, then honestly, that's really what this is about at the end of the day. So we got to crack at it with Spells from Hell, which the author seemed very happy about their Webtoon series being greenlit. So again, very good. Again, a very good series. I think has a lot of potential, but I do think I'll leave that to your interpretation. Again, with these videos, I'm going to try not to really put my opinions. I'm just really putting thoughts and ideas out there to why you should vote for this series or continue reading it if it becomes a Webtoon lit series. But with that being said, let's get into it. So what I really like about this series is the fact that it incorporates a lot of, I love a series that incorporates something of a childhood story or something from a past, or really something deeply wounded in culture, and really just has their own spin, and they put their own telling of it, which definitely is what Jasy Whistles does. So if you think it's from like Mexican or whatnot, that's kind of right, but you gotta go a little bit deeper than that. So basically the story takes place in Paraguay, which is basically in the South American based region. And it basically adopts the Guarani mythology, which basically takes place within Paraguay, Argentina, basically the whole South America, Latin American culture. So it's not really just like from Mexicano, it's basically from, that part of South America, which again, if you've taken Spanish in any way, you know that not all Latin American culture is just Spanish alone. But definitely something that really just takes your own spin on it and makes it your own is definitely very good. And so what is When Jasy Whistles about? So we follow the tales of Hella, and basically she lives in a rural part of Paraguay, and she has her family, and she's trying to become leader of her tribe, and so on and so on. Now the thing is that so 10 years later, a lot of people start going missing, and no one really knows the reason why. It turns out an old legend tale from a long time ago actually comes to life, and basically they're taking the people from Paraguay in order to feed on them in this imaginary dimension. So let's backtrack a little bit. So let's talk about that. So the story follows the myth of the Guarani myth of Jasy the Jester. Okay, so a lot of stories tell about him being more different than his brothers, which are known as Ao. Okay? And basically, the story goes as this. When the kids did not take their siestas, which basically is just the sleeping time in South American cultures, basically Jasy the Jester would use his whistle. So it's like a siren. Think of him as a siren. And he would lure the kids in to this new world in which his brothers, the Owl brothers, would feed on them. Which is why the legend goes, be sure to take your siestas so you don't get caught by Jasy the Jester. And basically the author is taking this old mythology of Guarani and putting it into a webtoon series. Now, but the thing is, when we go back into the webtoon, is that Jasy the Jester is really very different from his brothers. But honestly, a lot of mythologies tell of Jasy the Jester not only having a different appearance from his demonic brothers, but also just being personality-wise very different as well. And you definitely see a lot of that when he interacts with Helena. So basically what happens is that Helena's best friend, which is Roderick, goes missing. She hears a whistle and he goes missing. And he is caught by Jasy's brothers, which is the Aoi brothers. However, Jasy doesn't really think the same as these two brothers, and so he kind of rebels against them, and it looks like he's going to help basically Hela get her friend back. And for whatever reasons, which are not revealed because it's only 3 chapters, he wants to help her and he wants to just go against his brothers, which I kind of just really like. You're giving character and personality to something of a mythology. This is your interpretation, or maybe even the fact that your culture's interpretation, and you're basically putting that on a canvas form, which is absolutely perfectly amazing. Being that Spanish is technically my 3rd language, I really do have a keen interest in South American culture and just South American themes. So I really love how a culture-based webtoon just comes out. And I really do hope it gets greenlit, because this is the type of stuff that you really need. It's always good to see action and romance, but it's really good to see like a mythology-based based story coming into play. So again, very, very good. What I also like about the series, different from Spells from Hell, is that the 3rd chapter gives you a reason to read the series more. I felt like Spells from Hell was kind of setting up within their 3rd chapter, but then you would have had to read like maybe 3 more to really find out the main point, theme, and plot of it. Because right now, the series only has to go for it's just its artwork, and it's just amazing character development and character designs and character personalities and flaws as well. However, Jasy Whistles really offers a 3rd chapter as like a sacrifice to really get you pulled into the world. You're already dragged into the mystical world of Jasy just by basically the story and the background alone. And the 3rd chapter really only heightens that, because now you're just intrigued of what you want to do. I feel like when you're going into this Webtoon Greenlight series, definitely you want to have a series like this. You need a 3rd chapter to really get your potential readers into why you wanted to read the series. Yes, artwork is very good, and yes, character development is very good, but there also needs to be a more enticing spice into it. Now, that doesn't say that a webtoon series can just not survive on artwork alone, but it's also really good to just have a very strong plot and a very strong devices as you're trying to push such a powerful story, especially such a story that people really just don't know about, because I don't know about Guarani mythology at all. This is my first time hearing about it at the recording of this video. So again, I think it's a good series? Yes. But if I'm telling you to vote for it or not, that's up to you. I'm gonna let you decide that. But I definitely think, again, Webtoon Greenlight Series have so far been absolutely amazing with the term of execution and just their stories thereof. So I'm really interested to see what the other series are going to behold, because again, it's already an interesting and amazing idea and concept so far. Again, definitely check Jasy Jester when Jasy Whistles out, and definitely I'm gonna leave a link in the description below when you can read this amazing series from Webtoon Greenlit. Also subscribe to the Greenlight because it's actually really cool and a lot of fun. And that is the end of my review. I hope that you enjoyed this review. Again, if you like this review, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe, but also tell me what you think about Jasy Whistles, because I definitely am gonna want to talk about it more. I want to make videos about it. Like, I definitely think it's an amazing read, but I won't do a why would you read until the series actually comes out? So with that being said, I thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time, okay?